Since 1954, Terrebonne General has been a beacon of health and hope in our community. As we mark 7 decades of dedication to your well-being, Terrebonne General Health System remains committed to advancing healthcare, improving lives, and expanding our services to meet your evolving needs. In celebrating our past, we look forward to a future filled with promise and progress. Your health is our legacy. To discover more, visit tghealthsystem.com.
All right, welcome back as we go to Assumption once again. And always with us here on HTV is Commander Lonnie Cavalier. We appreciate him. He's with the Assumption Parish Sheriff's Office, always bringing us some, and we're going to let him get situated right there. There we go. There you see him. He's back on the screen. Good to see you, Commander. How are you?
Good afternoon, Martin. All is well.
All right, good deal. I know we saw a few press releases coming hot off the press, and maybe you could bring us up to date.
Yeah, the first one we had on last Wednesday evening, we had a uniformed patrol deputy clocked a vehicle near on LE 70 near Bayou at 120 miles an hour and passing up in a no passing zone, ran several cars off the road. The deputy pursued the vehicle in an attempt to stop it. The vehicle ran from the deputy and continued on for approximately 13 miles towards the Bell River area, at which time the suspect vehicle attempted to make a left turn, but instead ended up in a canal. During the chase, the suspect vehicle did strike 3 different vehicles. There were no reported injuries. However, there was some substantial damage to personal property. The suspect arrested in this matter was a Christopher Paul Campbell Jr., 27 of Baton Rouge. Mr. Campbell was taken into custody and he was charged with aggravated flight from an officer, aggravated obstruction of a highway of commerce, aggravated criminal damage to property, 3 counts, driving while intoxicated, no passing zone violations, 3 counts of hit and run driving, illegal window tint, and resisting an officer. Mr. Campbell was incarcerated in the parish jail in lieu of $220,000 bail.
Wow. So I tell you what, it seems like speeding is still a thing that police will always have to deal with, and it seems like speeding most of the time leads to something else, right?
Well, unfortunately, these are the cases that we don't like to have happen because there is a real danger to the public. But we do our best to treat these incidents with the utmost care, and we preach all the time to our people to, if you have to chase, but let's do it responsibly. As you know, it's a big focus now, but on the other hand, how do we not go after a guy that's doing 120 miles an hour and, we found out he's intoxicated and running people off the road? Fortunately for everyone, this turned out okay, and there were no injuries and the suspect was arrested.
Yeah, amen for that. You have something else that we saw too. You have another incident, right?
Yes, we had a Saturday afternoon traffic stop near Napoleonville. Saturday morning, in which deputy clocked the vehicle speeding 65 miles per hour in the 50 mile per hour zone on Highway 1 near Napoleonville. Made contact with the driver who was identified as Bruce Joseph Fair, 27 of Napoleonville. The investigating officer ran a records check on Mr. Fair and observed that he had a protective order, which was in full force at the time. During the investigation, the deputy determined through some electronic surveillance means that Mr. Fair had been having contact, with the person that had the protective order, So Mr. Fair was arrested and taken into custody for a violation of a protective order. During a search of his vehicle, several ounces of marijuana was recovered, which resulted in another charge of possession of marijuana with intent to distribute. Mr. Fair was incarcerated in the parish jail on those charges, as well as speeding and possession of drug paraphernalia. And his bond is currently set at $35,000, and he remains incarcerated.
So let me ask you something, because we've got a little time left, got about a minute and a half, but this heat that we've been experiencing, when you're in the police world, does the heat keep people lethargic and not committing crimes, or does it keep them aggravated, and do they commit more crimes?
Well, I'm not sure it's the heat, but obviously, this is a time of the year that we see in a lot of activity, and you respond appropriately to it. These two cases we just spoke about are somewhat out of the ordinary. You're talking about 120 miles an hour is extremely fast in the first press release, and then now, you see the issue with the protective order. I don't know what it is, if it's the heat or if it's some people call it full moon, whatever it might be. But
Yeah.
we do see an increase, an uptick, and I think it goes also to, you have many more people out utilizing the roadways when it's hot than when it's cold, and it's something we generally see an increase in, but we deal with it accordingly.
All right, Commander, we certainly appreciate you and the sheriff always being transparent with us and bringing the news not only for our viewers, but keeping us up to date on what's taking place in Assumption. Thank you so much, sir. And we'll be right back with more.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System. Your health is our legacy. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not. Buick, the craft of modern luxury. St. Martin and Bork, know your rights.